Hello, welcome to Two Can Play at That Game, and we're here with Becky and I, Ross, and we're looking at the proving in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I've got some feelings and some thoughts. So it opens straight into a cutscene, which I have some feelings about, although it does give us some good looks at the characters. Vala, the lady with the dark hair and blue stripe, and Bost, who is the blonde dude who looks like he's from a boy band. And although I've enjoyed the cutscene so far, it's added some character. I feel like it went on too long. So we've got this beautiful moment here, you know, beautiful facial expressions, a really nice moment between Aloy and Vala. And it feels like, bam, now I should be climbing this wall because I should be engaging in the proving. But no, still cutscene.
Yeah, it's going on for quite a while.
Yeah, no idea where we are. No explanation as to what's about to happen. All I know is that there's this asshole. And that's all I'm aware of.
What did he ever do to you?
Just you watch, okay?
Oh, okay.
Braves, ready yourselves.
Yeah, what an arsehole.
What will it take to get you out of here?
Now you know. Now you know. Regret. Okay, so now we're finally into some gameplay, and I have literally no idea what is expected of me. I can see there's a herd, and although it does give me now the quest line up in the top corner, as a gamer I feel like I get very engaged. So all I see is a bunch of grazers, like a large amount, and they are attacking my fellow hopeful braves. So I'm thinking, right, well, surely, seeing as Rost gave us this whole speech about, you know, braves looking after the tribe, like we have to work as a team and look after each other. So I'm thinking, put my ass on the line and try and defend the others, especially as I can see some of them like falling and you know. So
you don't want them to die. You want them to be like, you know, you want like humanity is stronger with more humans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we are following an apocalypse here. There's not that many of us, is there? So I mean, I'm also trying not to die at the same time.
I mean, you seem to be succeeding at the moment. I mean, you haven't lost any health.
No, I've just used some first aid.
Oh, did
I
you?
did
Okay.
lose some health pretty quickly.
Nice one, Ross. Good paying attention to me.
Yeah, GG. And also trying to work out where I'm supposed to go, but, you know. I think at this point as well, I was actually finally sort of reading up here, but I was still like, a trophy? Like, I don't feel like this has been explained to me. I feel like Aloy knows. She spent her whole life training for this, but I mean, I kind of need to know, like, why was there no, you know, people to talk to about the proving? Why was no one going, oh, well, you know, back in my day, back at my proving? So I feel like there were some opportunities missed.
Oh my gosh, that was a lunge and a half.
I know. She's got some hench thighs.
So basically, the trophy, I'm just picking this up here, the trophy is like it's like an item that's on them, right? Or?
Yeah, so it turns out to be an item on the grazers.
Okay. And so you're just, because you're like trying to save your teammates, you're not even searching them, you're just like...
No, I'm like, I've got to kill them all. You know, which I sort of was like, seems a bit dodgy to like kill them all, but alright, whatever. I am a completionist though, so it's not really surprising.
Yeah,
but it took me quite a while to realise that everyone else was no longer there. I actually was thinking they were all dying. Hence the panicked shots that you see going on here.
Again, another big lunge.
Oh yeah.
So when do you decide to finally, you know, search one of these creatures?
Pretty shortly.
Okay.
Shortly. It's one of these ones, I think. It's painful to watch back, to be honest.
There you
right,
go.
proving trophy.
Proving trophy,
okay.
and now
so
you're
I'm
just
like,
on the eclipse.
oh yeah, damn. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
Oh, what do you know? It's boy band Bost being an ass.
Your trophy is shattered, outcast. Looks like you'll need another.
See, told you.
Oh yeah, my gosh.
So now I'm like, well, fortunately I killed them all, so there's plenty for me to choose from, is what I'm thinking, and then I realised they're actually all already emptied, so I had to go and get a new one.
Gosh. I feel like you should clarify here, like, you are enjoying this game though a lot, aren't you?
I am.
Because you're sounding very negative currently.
Yeah, I'm loving the game, absolutely loving the game. It's definitely a 9 out of 10, but I still feel like those the decimal points could be... They're still up for grabs.
I guess, you know, you holding it to a higher standard considering how much you are enjoying it.
I think so. I think I'm a bit more critical of this game, for example, than other games that I do love, though. Like, so, you know, Bethesda gets a free pass because, is it a bug or a feature? Yes. So I have more enjoyment. Whereas this game, I don't want to remember I'm in a game
Yeah, you want to feel sort of as immersed as possible, right?
Yeah, so actually following this, I discovered about the dynamic like visual setting where you only see sort of your health bar and stuff when you touch the touchpad, and when you
Dead last, girl.
are
Might as
fighting.
well walk from here. Boss will win or Vala, but you'll be made a brave so long as you finish.
Right, so this vocab going on here
Oh, no.
made me sort of feel like it
Old
was
trail.
possible to not
You
come
died on it
first.
last year.
Um,
It's falling apart.
which I think would be amazing to
Better
have
dead last
that
than
affect
dead
your
altogether.
where you're at in the game, in the sense of like,
So like a dynamic narrative.
yeah, because there are I know your vocal choices, choosing between like strength, intelligence, and your heart, would be pretty cool. Would be, in fact, it is because it's in the game. Is pretty cool. So I felt like that was possible, and then I sort of realised that that was not what was happening. That it was fixed, so I would be first.
Okay.
So I ran in such a panic, being like, oh my gosh, like that's amazing. I could actually not be first, and that could affect the game. Like that is so cool. Pretty quickly it becomes not the case because those guys have been ahead of me for ages, and then as I'm climbing past,
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You see him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gaining.
So how far through the game is this?
Well, it depends on how many side quests you do, but it's very early on. So you play as her as a little girl, and then it's all about the proving. Ross takes you out to fight a sawtooth, as you can see that went interestingly for me, and I ended up joining back on their main trail.
Okay.
Which I thought was quite funny. And then even better, I fell off the main trail. That was a glitch. I didn't notice that last time. Did you see that dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I fell back onto the other trail again.
My word.
Yeah.
I've trained my whole life for this. They had a tribe, but I
This is a bit I really like. I mean, look at this. This is where you sort of realise where you are. This bridge is one of these like limbs of this big corpse of a machine that you can see from the distance. Which
So you-
I'll be looking on the map later in the video. But here you go. You can see a bit more detail of this immense machine. I mean, look. I mean, this is a cool area. A really cool looking area.
can't let them beat me now.
That's Boston Vala, and oh, and she slips in the snow. And what happens? Inevitable first place.
Of course.
She didn't win. The outcast cheated.
An outcast? Win the proving? Never. For she is a brave now.
Ah, the classic
As
double
are you all.
thingy.
So long as
Thank-
you put your trophy
That,
on the
that
altar.
classic thing.
But it is Aloy, once outcast and now brave, who is first among you.
What?
Alright, take away the complete emotion of that moment, Ross. Especially, you know, that facial expression. It's just incredible. So much emotion conveyed.
Sorry, I was just so surprised.
Keep them pinned down till the others arrive.
I mean, think this is a whole, you know, generation of young Nora hunters.
But we won't make it under fire.
All apart from Aloy, like, these guys have grown up together, haven't they?
Yeah.
Keep them busy.
Oh my
I'll
days.
find an angle.
Bass! Bass! Are you with us?
Awkward. His name's actually Bass, and I'm still been saying Boss.
Let's go. Now!
He's going Boss. So this is your first opportunity for human combat. I nearly said contact earlier instead of combat. Just by being an outcast. I think she's had that by this point. And look at that setting. I mean, it is absolutely stunning. I'm being able to appreciate it a lot more now because I'm not thinking about dying.
Yeah. Do you know what those things are yet?
Those things?
The long spindly, sheeny thingies in the back.
No, I haven't completed the story yet because I've been editing videos about the story instead, playing the game. I am excited about doing it though. The problem is I love side quests. I get so lost in side quests. So I'll maybe power through. I do know that the Nora believed that the All Mother defeated it.
Run for the slip wire!
And there's more! I do feel like I felt that this was going to be a lot more difficult than it actually turned out being, although I was still pretty sloppy. So your second wave, pinning them down.
Don't give up!
Oh no! There's more! They keep coming! How many are there?
Yeah, I was really looking where I was going, wasn't I? Really aware.
Gosh, they keep coming from behind you.
Hal, Pitch and Judy of them.
Up on the ridge. There's more of them.
It's just so much voice acting, I kind of don't want to talk over it.
Too many of them!
Yeah, the fact she struggles so much to jump from crouching despite her long lunges is a bit of a pain.
So what, if you stood up, could you get that?
Yeah, they
Oh, there you
stand
go.
up, jump
Oh,
up.
right, cool.
It's almost like I knew you were going to ask that question. I didn't.
That was knowledge you did not know. So I'm seeing like they're getting like there are lots of numbers around them as they,
Yep.
you know, classic sort of like arcadey kind of style.
Yeah, which I really like. I don't think it's what I really expected, but I found that it's sort of small enough not to be invasive.
Okay, so you didn't find it broke immersion or anything?
Not so far, I think again because it's so small, but it doesn't really match the focus.
Yeah.
It's not like the same kind of style or fonts or anything like that.
It'd be sort of a weird thing to see, like for instance, I don't know, like I can just imagine like Aloy kind of stubbing her toe and seeing like a +1 or something.
-1.
-1 even.
Or just the one. Gains health from toe stubbing.
Yeah.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
I would have so much health if that was the case.
Do you think it would still be as annoying? Like stubbing your toe.
I would be bittersweet.
See, I feel like I've killed so many people.
Now,
I'm just more confused about the geography of this sort of area. Like, where is this rock which they're supposedly hiding behind?
I know, it does seem a bit all over the place, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, is that a gun?
Yep, here it comes.
What?
A heavy machine gun.
There are guns in this game?
There are guns in this game. You know, like in the E3 trailer when she shoots the disc kind of projectile gun off of the Thunderjaw. This kind of looks pretty similar to that. We just kind of talked over it, but that's Bast and Vala just been shot down.
Oh my gosh.
And those were, you know, those were like the first among the hunters who were actually in the Nora tribe. You know, they were the ones who were your competition. And in fact, you find out later that Vala is daughter of the war chief. So there's a lot of heritage there, like a whole generation of Nora wiped right there, like the strongest of them.
Bad times in the Nora.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're a big tribe. Okay, so now you can see I'm actually starting to think about what I actually have and can use. Still surprised I hadn't already died at this point, because you can see I'm still rubbish at some of the moves. You can also see when we were talking about like what you can see above the heads. So that's just showing that he's got electric shock. He's shocked. How long that's going to last. And there's also a small skull over his head to show that he is a lot higher level than me, and it's going to be difficult, so you know who to focus on.
Alright, that's sort of similar to Fallout, isn't it? When you're zooming in on Vax, you
Yeah.
have the skull.
Yeah, and then you can pick up the gun, but I sucked at using it because you need to aim like when you're using your bow and arrow.
That is one thing that when I played it a little bit with you earlier that I found quite annoying, is that whenever I tried to like shoot without aiming
Yeah,
down the sights,
there isn't an off the hip. With the bow and arrow, the sort of equivalent of off the hip is aim with the sight and then don't fully draw your bowstring. You get less distance and less damage, but you can fire more rapidly. Or there is a weapon called the Rattler that sort of, I guess is kind of what a machine gun is. Like an equivalent for the bow and arrow.
But like, if you're not aiming down the sights, then you sort of end up swinging with your
yeah,
with
which
your
you
stick
see me
thing,
do
which
a
makes
lot.
you feel a bit incompetent
Yeah.
when it happens.
So we can see that they have focus with the lights on show, like yours has only when you're actually engaged in your focus, or like Olin, who we've met earlier in
Oh
the
my
game.
gosh, you should put one on the
has-
other ear.
Yeah.
Dual
Where the
wheels.
hell did he come from? He literally just appeared, didn't he?
Yeah,
He definitely just like flicked into existence.
so he's not happy.
How did he sneak up on her?
He's hench as well. Like he's holding like a fully grown human being with his arm outstretched.
Yeah. I mean, he does look pretty solid. It's Rost! I love that he wanted to come in and witness, you know, like, what he must have done to have been there. He must have done all the trials that they've all just done, essentially, without taking the Grazer trophy.
So this is the guy who you grow up with in the game?
Yeah.
And
Your surrogate father.
so what's significant about him appearing at this point in time?
So when you enter the sort of main settlement of Venora, he is an outcast, so he stays outside, and he tells you that he's going to disappear.
Right.
And you won't be able to find him.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mopes.
And I mean, surely he just witnessed all of that, and then he's gone in, even though he only had his spear,
Attend to your task.
As you command.
and you know, really held up against that very hench dude.
Aloy. Survive.
Couldn't even talk over it. It's just too emotional. So here you can see this is the area that we were just in on the map, just to give you a better idea. So it's right at the south of the map, although the map isn't sort of a perfect square or anything like that, but it is the most southern point.
So we've called this video Improving the Proving, and so it seems like from just, you know, the conversation we've had there that most of the things that you would change about it would be in the first half of the Proving. Would that be sort of accurate to say?
Yeah, the actual doing the Proving itself. I mean, I've mentioned to you before that I've found it's quite hard to judge what difficulty setting to put yourself on the game, because it'll suddenly feel like everything is too easy because you're not dying enough, and then you'll get trampled by something, or you'll meet glint hawks for the first time and get pinned down by them. So I think that's quite hard to judge. Anyway, after finding this area on the map, I also compared it to the cutscene and that little wooden building that we just passed. Recognisable, distinct from the cutscene. This kind of little, this little pooled area, waterfall, recognisable from the cutscene. So I was pretty sure I was in the right place, especially as you can see those little like totem pole pillars with the lights on them. All absolutely, like, definitely in the right place. I tried very hard to make sure. So started to make my way around. Tried to find the easiest way up, especially on the map you can see there's some paths higher up. Yeah.
So why did you try to revisit the Proving Ground kind of area?
Well, I was just mostly surprised that she didn't already do that. I mean, firstly, it's the last place she's seen Rost alive, and you can actually go and visit his grave. As you can see, you can't get up this area to just divert from your question. It actually, despite being this far away from the edge of the map, doesn't even bother with an invisible wall, although there are some invisible walls in the game. Instead, it just tells you, like, and by tells you, I mean threatens you with a restarted game.
Yeah, it is quite harsh.
Really harsh. Yeah, so to continue answering your question, I think emotionally it's a place you'd want to visit because of Rost, but also in some of the side quests before the Proving, you are able to use your focus on a crime scene to gather information, follow tracks, things like that. And I just don't feel like there was a good enough reason giving for Aloy to not go and do that where that battle has just taken place. So that was sort of a frustration that made me want to go back. But also, I wanted to go back because it's a stunning looking area, and I wanted some more time to appreciate it. But found that like so many walls in this game, completely unclimbable despite appearing climbable. Like it's very very limiting regarding what you can and can't get up, and I think it would really benefit from at least some kind of like grappling on the wall and skidding down sort of animation.
Yeah, because it sort of breaks immersion if you're just sort of jumping towards a wall and she's just, you know, not making any attempt to climb it at all.
Yeah, I wanted to just highlight, you know, these definitely are the right ones, hence hovering and having a little bit more screen time. I also did open my focus just in case there was just anything, any information in this area. And I actually even delved inside that waterfall to see if there's anything behind it. Didn't find anything, so I was thorough.
Okay, but like, you haven't completed this game yet, so do you think
No.
there's still a chance that you might go back there at some point in the plot?
Yeah, I think that there is a chance, but I haven't found there to be a compelling enough reason to have not gone back there.
Yeah.
And anything that the game developers have hidden up there, they could hide it up there later in the game. You know, like, I mean, the obvious plot would be for this this big frozen monster to come back. That would be the kind of obvious thing.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be amazing and terrifying. But there's no reason for you to not be able to get up there yet, in my opinion. It just seems a bit odd. So I wanted to just enjoy the beauty of the map of this area a bit more. I mean, it's so detailed. The 3D idea is just stunning.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch.
And just in case you want to go look for yourself, it is just south of Mother's Watch and the ruins, and by the Embrace Gate, the Southern Embrace Gate. So
Cool.
yeah, a lot of criticisms, but I still love the game.
Yeah, well, thank you for showing us that.
No problem, anytime. Come back with any more criticisms, guys. Bring it on.
Do it.
Bye.